The proposals plan is promising, that contains great details, and it's clear who laid down the plan is it or a group of engineers and businessmen that been through all the details of Gaza. It's not only related to the construction, but trying to expand of the shores of the sea. The first challenge that is the Israeli occupation that to approve the process and to stop the process of destruction. And the second challenge is the financing the project. And I think that Egypt will convene a conference to the construction of Gaza in order to get an gracious generous support. But I think the big dilemma is the occupation to the Israeli that will fail the process of these steps.
Now, the plan calls for a Palestinian-led administration in Gaza during the transition. Do you think that's realistic?
The whole plan is realistic and feasible. They contain very accurate details, and those who outlined this plan know very well the problems of reconstruction. But I think to move on in the face of the reconstruction that would require the removing the obstacles practiced by the occupations. The dangerous, the occupation that they want the Gaza to be a place or an area of that is inhabitable, and force the Palestinians to leave Gaza. Even the Arab stance is unified, and but the Israeli government still insists to let the Palestinians flee Gaza voluntarily.
Now, Israeli ground operations have resumed. This is despite international pressure for a resumption of the ceasefire. Things seem to be going in the wrong direction, to be honest with you. What do you think the prospects for reconstruction and long-term peace are?
He followed previously or out of the war in Gaza of direct targeting to the civilians and the closure of Salah ad-Din corridor and the leave of the security personnel position that corridor that is a great breakthrough. So as we should talk about the end of the war, indicating or highlighting the challenges, but we should also stop the killing of the civilians. More than 400 Palestinians were killed in the last 24 hours, and also there is a dire need of reoperate of the hospitals. Even the 7 remained hospitals are facing a great disasters.
Now, the UN, of course, has condemned attacks on its aid workers. Very, very dangerous place to be right now for members of the UN's staff. Humanitarian conditions, of course, in Gaza remain dire. Are there measures that can be taken now to ensure that aid reaches those who need it?
throughout the long period of the war, there wasn't no will of the international community of the excess in or delivering in the humanitarian aid. We've already seen that the closure of the crossings for about 20 days, and even in the months of Ramadan, we've seen that the 50% of the population of Gaza are not having clean water to drink. The United Nations is crippled to even send the water or clean water to the children of Gaza. So the United States, even the main supporter of the occupation, so the response should have, in order to have some sort of a change, that require an announcement by the US that pursue to delivering the aid is in Gaza and to continue pressuring the occupation. If this happened, the occupation would change, but I do not think that will be seen the opposite by the Israeli forces in Gaza. We are calling upon of a resolution by the UN General Assembly to have or to deploy international troops to make some sort of a separation between the borders between the Israelis and the Palestinians, even in order to maintain the lives of the people. And if there is some sort of a geographical spot to separate between the Gaza and the Israeli troops.
Okay, Professor, and of course, as things stand right now, diplomatic negotiations remain gridlocked. Is there something that Egypt can do to break this impasse?
Since the first day of the aggression upon Gaza is playing in a relentless effort, and even the past hours it made the communication with the United States along with Qatar, and they talk about the end of the war. And of course, the innocent people who are the ones paying the ultimate price. We've already 700 martyrs, most of them from women and children. There is no way to resume the negotiations, but we are hindered and troubled, obstacled by the statements of Netanyahu and his actions, and even the return of Ben Gvir to his government. And the statement of the Minister of War were by saying that it is required from the people of Gaza to go or take to the street demonstrating and before Hamas movement. So their actions are not actually fruitful, and they not give a great hope for the peace process.